guys, welcome. I'm just gonna jump on and let everybody else jump on before we start at 12 o'clock. We have about 8 more minutes, so we'll just let it run for now. Hope everybody's doing well. I'm gonna go get my mat and some water, and I will be back. I hope everybody's doing well. Got my oils. If you guys have any oils or crystals, feel free to grab them. We will be using them just a little bit throughout practice. Definitely if you have some citrus oils or more earthy grounding oils, that would be lovely. We'll start in another minute or so. Okay. Let's see what to grab. All right. Welcome, you guys. We'll just go ahead and get started. Oops, here we go. I hope everybody's doing well and continuing to find a little bit of, I guess, flow through this new normalcy. Today's class will just start to work on more twisting and rinsing and just general flow to boost some energy, but also to ground you down. So my name is Meg. This is my normal Tuesday class, the new normal Tuesday noon class. I miss all of you guys, seeing you in person, but I'm happy to be able to connect with you this way in the virtual world. So today I'm going to choose peppermint, which is like a go-to first oil that most people are attracted to, and peppermint's actually really lovely for some more uplifting, some energy. It's great to aid in support for digestion. It uplifts your mood if you're feeling a little groggy, especially during the afternoon lull. You can use peppermint. So go ahead and place whatever oil, if you have one, in your non-dominant hands. And you can swirl it around with your peace fingers or with your palms. And go ahead and just take some deep breaths first, whether you have your oil or not, and sit up nice and tall. Take about 3 breaths. And then you can apply, especially peppermint, because it's a little spicier and hotter, place it anywhere that you need some more support. So muscle aches and pains, digestion. I'm going to go ahead and rub it around in my belly and then up to my upper neck and shoulders. Just gonna fix this right here. All right, and then go ahead and just sit up nice and tall. So if you have any blocks or props, feel free to grab those or use those. And go ahead and release your glutes so that your hip bones can anchor down and you have this sense of connection, this groundedness in your pelvis, your glutes. Lengthen your spine and your heart up. And then take a couple deep breaths in through your nose, out your mouth. And then start to gently get into this awareness of your breath, your Ujjayi breathing. As you breathe in through your nose and breathe out through your nose, you can start to build this gentle rhythm in the back of your throat. This really warming breath that ignites this inner prana and this Agni. Then really start to feel like the breaths connect you downwards. So we'll kind of flip the energy of the breath. So as you inhale, you're feeling this connection of earth-grounded energy as the inhales draw up your body. There's the energy that's moving you down in connection to slowing down and grounding. And then you're using that grounded energy to propel the breaths, the energy upward as you exhale out through the nose, sealing your lips. So as you exhale out, the energy moves upward, up through your spine, up through the crown, energy traveling upward toward a higher source, and this just overall balance of trust and intention tension. And then as you inhale, the energy now moves downward, connecting you, grounding you. And then propelling that breath as you exhale out through the nose, the energy moves up. So as you get into this rhythm, you can really feel the quietness, the gentle breathing, as if you're painting your whole body with fine brush strokes. If you feel connected or called to any intention, I invite you to do that for today's practice. This intention can be for yourself, for your loved ones, for anyone else in need right now, in need of support, in need of health and compassion. Let's take one more deep breath collectively together to unite and unify our energy. And let's let it go. When you're ready, open your eyes, release your palms. Inhale, stretch, reach your arms up and overhead, fingertips can touch. And exhale over to your right. Root down into your palms, allow the top arm, the elbow to open up skyward. Feel this nice side body stretch. Ground, come back up through center, breathe in, fingertips touch. And lean over to your left. Nice side body stretch, lengthening underneath your armpit, the ribs. Inhale, arms lengthen up. And take a gentle twist over to your right, so the left palm can wrap around the front knee, back fingers can ground behind you as a little twerk, to tug, to rinse. Untwist, arms up, fingertips touch, and over to your left. Grounding your fingers, lifting through your chest, your heart. And untwist, inhale, arms up. And palms to your knees or your thighs. Now take cow pose, the chest, the heart can open, even the throat can open up. And then exhale, dome round, curl your chin toward your chest. Couple cat-cows opening through your heart, your spine, and then exhale, doming and rounding. Last one. Nice, find your neutral spine and then draw big circles with your heart, kind of like a snake coiling, and then reverse directions, exploring mini cat-cows through your pelvis. Find your center, and then come forward to your tabletop, stacking your shoulders over your wrists, hips over your knees, anchor the tops of your feet, move through your cat-cows. Again, opening your spine, connecting to your core, building a little more heat. And then find your center. Now curl your toes and draw big circles with your hips. Way over to one side, way over to the other. Find your center, walk your knees back, lift through your hips, press back into downward facing dog. So you can walk out your dog or pedal your feet deeply. Spread your toes wide, make sure the palms are shoulder width or a little bit wider. The feet stay at hips width. Toes point forward, navel pulls in, the biceps roll and spiral away from your ears. 2 more deep breaths. And then go and gaze forward. Walk your feet up behind your wrists, come into Ragdoll Pose. Feet stay at hips width. Knees can bend a whole lot. Nestle your pinky fingers in your elbow creases, just to drape torso toward your thighs and to relax through your shoulders and your neck. And then find your center, palms to hips, knees can bend, lead with your heart. Inhale, rise, come all the way up to center to standing. Stretch, reach your arms up and overhead, palms can connect. and palms come down to your heart. Inhale, arms up, Tadasana. And exhale, fold forward, bow, Uttanasana. Knees can bend as you come all the way down. Palms to shins at first, halfway lift, nice tabletop spine, back of your neck long. Exhale to fold. Palms to hips, knees can bend, inhale, rise, come all the way to center, stretch, reach arms up and over, and then palms back to heart. So ground through your feet, inhale, arms up, Tadasana, and exhale, fold forward, bow, Uttanasana. Palms to shins, half lift, and fold. Last one, palms to hips, inhale, rise, ground through your feet, come all the way up to Tadasana, and palms to heart. This time, inhale, arms up and over. Now interlace your fingers. I'll go and face you guys. Micro bend in your knees. Keep your feet at hips width distance, and you can tick-tock from side to side. Try to create the same plane from your upper body to your low body. So the shoulders stack over your hips, but you're inviting a little bit of curviness through your whole body. So the knees are soft. You're not locked. You're not tucked under. Okay? And then go and ground through your feet. Reach up and over to your right. So the bottom right shoulder scoops under. There's equal space from your biceps to your ears. Navel pulls in. Breathe. Ground, come back to center, and reach up and over to your left. Top shoulder stacks over the bottom. Throat can open up. Squeeze the heels of your palms closer toward one another. And come back up to center. Now go and interlace your fingers back behind you, like you're kicking back in a hammock. Elbows not too wide or not too narrow, about right in between. Now deeply bend into your knees and elevate your heels. So you're smearing into the ball mounds of your feet. The heels are lifted. You're taking this nice curvy, super curvy spine. Right, and then we'll reach over to your right. This time the bottom shoulder again tucks under. You're creating a side bend with a gentle heart opener, even a gentle twist. Come back to center, reach up and over to your left. Scooping through the bottom left shoulder, opening through the side body and the armpit. Come back into center, ground your heels, stand tall as you inhale. Bend your elbows, open your heart and your mouth. Inhale, rise tall, and fold forward, bow forward. This time, stretch your arms long. Take your time as you come all the way down. Palms to shins, half lift. Now step your left leg back, left leg way back. Lower to your back knee. Back toes can curl under, feet stay hips width. Inhale, rise, arms up and over. Interlace your fingers back behind you. Press your hips slightly forward. Open, draw the elbows toward your ears, and then start to cradle your head back, finding a little foundation in your hips, lifting up through your heart, gentle back bend, spreading the hips back so you're not tucking the tailbone under. Power through your legs. And ground through front, stretch the arms up. Now dip your hips back for half splits. Extend your front foot forward, front leg forward. You might even shimmy the heel forward a couple inches so your left hip stays stacked over the knee. Fan the toes wide, lengthen your sternum and your heart. Now left fingertips down or on a block, reach right arm up towards the sky. Steer your front toes out toward the right. You can even micro bend in the knee as you extend the heel way, way back, lengthening through your chest, your heart. And slowly release, crawl forward into your low lunge, back knee lifts. Now ground through your palms, palms under shoulders. Reverse the crunch as you sweep your right leg up and back, three-legged downward dog. Bend your knee, open up through your hip, and draw big circles. In and out. Re-extend, square your hips, and downward facing dog. Deep breath in. And deep breath out. One more deep breath. Let it go. And then gaze forward. Bend the knees, lightly step, or you can hop if you're feeling warmed up. Top of your mat, halfway lift, inhale. Exhale to fold. Rise, come all the way up to Tadasana. And palms to heart. Feet hips width distance. Palms to knees or your thighs. Now take cow pose. Again, in your heart, spread the hips back, open your throat. Exhale, dome round, navel pulls in. Couple more. Last one. And neutral spine, lengthen arms up and over. Spread the hips back. Again, cradle that opposite pinky finger back into the palms. Elbows not too wide, not too narrow. Right in between. Heels lift. Reach over to your left. Nice curvy body, curvy spine. Come back through center. Reach over to your right. Come back to center. Stretch your arms up. Round your heels. Stand tall. Inhale. Bend your elbows, open your heart and your mouth. Inhale, rise tall. Straight arms, micro bend in the knees. Slowly come forward, come all the way down. Palms to shins, breathe in. Shoulder blades drawn in. This time your right leg steps way back. Front knee stacks over their ankle. Back knee lowers, feet are hips width. Ground in the front leg, rise all the way up. So you can kind of pulse your hips front to back, but you're really charging through your strong legs, your foundation. Again, that opposite pinky finger can cradle back into the palm. This time, elbows kind of hug the ears. Now, as if there's a string attached to your heart, start to open your chest, your heart up as you ground through the front leg. Back toes tuck, the knee stays rooted. Your glute muscles are engaged. You're spreading the hips back rather than tucking tailbone under or down. You're opening through the heart, spreading the glutes. Extend the arms and press into the front leg. Dip the hips back. Scooch the front heel forward a couple inches. Right hip stacks over the knee. Lengthen your sternum. Now right fingertips down or underneath your shoulder. Reach left arm up. You should feel this in your glutes. IT bend. Steer your front toes out left. And then gently tug the heel, the hip way, way back. And slowly release, crawl forward to your low lunge, back knee lifts, palms under your shoulders. Reverse the crunch, move slowly as you sweep left leg up and back. Three-legged down dog, bend your knee, open the hip, draw your big circles in and out. And re-extend, square your hips, exhale, downward facing dog. 3 deep breaths. Grounding in your palms, spiraling the energy of your thighs inward, lifting your quads off of your knees. Now next, inhale, shift forward to your plank pose, stacking your shoulders right over your wrists. Shift another inch forward, go ahead and lower to your knees. Everyone lower to your knees, anchor the tops of your feet. Shift another inch forward, now Chaturanga, all the way down to your belly, all the way down. Anchor the tops of your feet, elbows point upward, gentle Cobra, back of your neck nice and long. Exhale, release your chin, curl the toes, push to plank or tabletop to plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale your right leg up to the sky, bend your knee again, open your hip. Re-extend, square your hips, this time kiss your knee close to your nose, stacking the shoulders over your wrists. See how slowly you can go? Re-extend, the right leg lifts. And the knee toward your left elbow, maybe tap it, tricep. Re-extend the right leg. Knee to the right elbow or the tricep. Re-extend right leg and step it through to low lunge. Spin your back foot flat, open it up to warrior two. So the shoulders stack over your hips. The gaze is just beyond your fingertips. Soften the shoulders down. You should feel energy from your front heel to the back arch of your foot. Glute muscles engaged. Reach forward as you inhale, extended side angle, elbow to the thigh or the inside, top arm at this diagonal. Spiral your heart upward towards the sky. You can stay here or take your half bind. Top palm can wrap. Inner hip crease, full bind. If you feel that that's in your practice, bottom arm can wrap underneath. Avoid collapsing the top shoulder down, so you're really opening your heart upward towards the sky. Arm variation, slowly release, so legs stay the same. Reverse warrior. Breathe in through your right ribs. You can keep the top palm, back palm just lightly on the back foot and the leg, or you can take your half bind. Take one more breath. And windmill your arms down to low lunge. Back heel lifts. This time left fingertips down or on a block, reach right arm up towards the sky. Twisted low lunge. Hug your front knee close toward your front left bicep. Rotate your top wrist one direction and the other. Stretch, reach down forward, release it down, pyramid variation. So hips up towards the sky. You can micro bend in the knees as much as you need to, but energize front heel back. Now find your low lunge, gaze forward. Big step forward, 1 or 2 steps, standing splits. So rather than opening the top hip, try to keep your hips level, like you're stepping in the back wall behind you or kicking towards the back wall. You can use one or both palms to wrap around the ankle, the shin, left glutes engaged to lift the heel a little higher. One more breath. And a slow release, left foot meets your right, bow down. Feet touch, slow grip space in your heels. This time, chair pose, Utkatasana, sink low, lengthen up. Soften the shoulders back and down, your knees connect. Now palms through heart, prayer twist to your right, left elbow hooks to the outside of the knee. So elbow to knee, knee to elbow. The top shoulder softens away from the top ear, using the bottom elbow as a little leverage to turn into rinse. One more breath. Untwist, bow down into Uttanasana. Toe your feet hips with distance. This time peace finger your big toes like little hooks. Create a half lift to lengthen. Fold as you bow down. Elbows bow out, chin curls inward lastly. A couple more breaths. Last one. Nice. Release your toes, feet back to touch. Palms to hips, knees can micro bend. Lead with your heart and rise. Inhale all the way up. Stretch, reach arms up and over. And palms to heart. Inhale, arms up. Fold forward, bow forward, Uttanasana. Knees can bend as you come all the way down. Halfway lift, breathe in, and plant your palms. Step, opposite leg back if you can remember. Now full Chaturanga, shift forward an inch. If you know you need to lower to your knees, feel free to do so, or lower halfway, elbows pinned to your ribs at about 90 degrees. Inhale to upward facing dog, so the shoulders stack over the wrists, thighs are lifted, heels gather toward one another. Exhale, using your core, press back, downward facing dog. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Inhale your left leg up to the sky. Bend the knee, stack the hip. Good, re-extend, square your hips, move slowly, knee to nose. Rather than using any momentum, see how slow you can go like molasses. Just using core, your glutes, knee to right elbow, inhale left leg lifts, and knee to left elbow or tricep. Re-extend, and step it through to lunge. Spin your back foot flat. Inhale, open it up, warrior two. Stacking your shoulders over your hips, extending the arms, feet intersect again, heel to arch. Reach forward as you inhale, extended side angle, elbow to the thigh, top arm can wrap. Again, or extend forward at that straight line from fingertips down through the back, knife edge of your foot. Top palm can wrap option. Or peace finger the fingers, taking your full bind. Honoring upper body, low body. Really using your glutes. Arm variation, slowly release. Reverse warrior. Breathe through your left ribs. Try to soften this top shoulder back and down so it's not crunched up. You can take your half bind, take one more breath. And exhale, windmill arms down. Frame your front foot, back heel lifts. Widen your feet so that it's about hips with distance. Right fingers down or fingertips down, left arm opens up. Again, really hugging this front knee close to the bottom right shoulder or bicep. so it's not leaning out left. Rotate your top wrist one direction, the other. Stretch, reach your arm forward, exhale, release. Frame your front foot, pyramid variation, hips to the sky. Again, you can micro bend in the knees, you can energize the front heel back. Find your low lunge, gaze forward, big step forward, standing split. So 1 or 2 steps to launch and lift back, heel up and off, like you're kicking back toward the wall behind you. You can work on any foundation, 1 or both palms. Can wrap around the ankle, shin. Using right glutes to lift the heel higher. Take 1 more breath. And right foot meets your left. Bow down. Feet touch. Sliver space in your heels. Chair pose. Leg Tadasana. Sink low. Lengthen up. Soften the shoulders. Now exhale, palms through heart. Prayer twist over to your left, to the right elbow hooks. Knees are nice and parallel to the top of your mat. Top shoulder softens down and away from your ear. Navel pulls in. Take 1 more breath. Rinsing, twisting, and bow down, Uttanasana. Tilt your feet hips width. This time, gorilla, flip your palms up towards the sky. Slide your palms underneath your feet so your toes kiss the creases of your wrists. Then find your flow, even here. Half lift to lengthen, fold. Bow down, elbows go out, chin curls inward. Couple more. Release your arms, palms come down out in front of you. Walk your feet back just a little bit. We'll move on to crow pose, Pakasana. So in crow, the palms come down. If you know it, feel free to get on into it. I'll talk you through. So the heels lift, the gaze comes forward, the knees bend, and the elbows bend toward your shins. Now you can widen the knees so the knees rest behind the meaty parts of your arms, your triceps, or way up towards your armpits. Now the gaze comes forward, chin away from your chest. Grounding through your palms, you might stay right here. Or as you engage through the glutes, as you lift and elevate through your core, it's almost like a bit of a cat pose through your body. The throat opens up. You can then start to lift 1 or both toes up and away. Elbows gather toward one another. 1 more breath. And release. Let's come into frog pose, or floor frog. So you can widen the feet to the wide edges of your mat. Heels in, toes out. Rather than sinking all the way down and tucking and rounding, try to, again, come upward, engage your glutes, like they're those little parachutes, and then use your elbows to widen the knees back. Now lengthen through the crown of your head as if there's a straight line from the crown being pulled through the tailbone. Widen the knees back, breathing through your groins. Lift a little bit higher than as it feels comfortable. Really strong, powerful pose. 1 more breath. Release the fingertips, bow forward, Uttanasana. So the feet parallel like a mini prasarita, about as wide as your mat. Half lift in your heart, place your left palm underneath your face. You can micro bend in your left knee, reach your right arm up towards the sky. Ground and charge through the knife edge of your right pinky toe, up through the IT band, the glutes. You can take palm half bind to low back or inner hip crease. Re-extend the right arm up and release it down. Right fingertips underneath your face, micro bend in the right knee. Extend, reach left arm up. Charge through your left pinky toe edge, top palm to left hip, or right hip, and then inner right hip crease. Re-extend and release it down. Palms to hips, knees can bend, inhale, rise, come all the way up to center. Stretch, reach, arms up and over, and palms to heart. Draw the feet to touch. Inhale, arms up and over. Fold forward, bow forward, Uttanasana. Halfway lift. This time squat and curl into a tiny little ball so the heels lift, dome and round through the upper neck, soften the shoulders down. Ground your palms, step to plank pose, plank, Vashisthasana, side plank, right palm to the center of your mat, roll into the knife edge of your right foot, or down on the bottom knee. Just check in with this side, this shoulder. Really try to stack your hips over one another, right? So they're not opening up towards the sky. So close the top hip forward a little bit. You can extend the arm, maybe send the gaze up. Perhaps challenge yourself. You can scissor the legs. You can take tree pose, toe pose. I like to kind of close the shoulder forward to grab a hold of the toe. Pushing down, lifting up. One more breath. Gracefully release back to your plank pose. Other side, left palm to the center. Roll into the knife edge of left foot, or again the bottom left knee. Check in with this side, this shoulder. Check in that the hips aren't opening skyward. You just actually close it forward a little bit more. And whatever's touching the floor, ground it down to lift the hips higher. You might choose your leg variation, tree, scissor, toe pose. One more breath. And gracefully release back to plank pose. Optional vinyasa. Shift forward. Up dog or cobra. And exhale, downward facing dog. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. One more, breathe in. Let it go. Gaze forward, bend the knees, step, hop, or float. Top of your mat. Halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale, rise, come all the way up to Tadasana. And palms to heart. This time, top of your mat. Ground into your right foot, right leg. Take single leg Tadasana. Left knee lifts about hip height. You're at about 90 degrees in your floating leg. Arms now lengthen up and over, soften the shoulders. Without locking out your standing leg or tucking the tailbone forward, try to find the same buoyancy, like you can bounce, right? Rotate your left ankle one direction and the other. Open twist to the left. Top palm or right palm can wrap around the outer left knee. You can use it as a little torque to turn, to rinse. And slowly come back to center. Frame your face, take a deep breath in. Now Eagle Varadasana, the left leg wraps up and over the right. You can use your toes as a kickstand. You can wrap the toes. Left arm wraps underneath the right. Nudge your right hip slightly forward, left hip back. You can also first tighten your shoulders or any shoulder pain. You can give yourself a nice big bear hug. Align your knees, your hips, so the left hip nudges back, right hip forward. Squeeze through your upper inner thighs, massaging all 12 major joints. One more breath. Unravel, arms, legs, single leg Tadasana. Hike your knee up hip height. Flex through the floating foot. And a slow release, toe mound, heel, arch of your foot, and then heel. Nice job. Go ahead and switch sides, other side. Shake it out on the right. All right, we'll ground into your left. This time, single leg Tadasana without locking your standing leg. Keep that same buoyancy. Hike your right knee up, hip height, about 90 degrees. Rotate your right ankle one direction and the other. Open twist to the right. Option, left palm can wrap around the outer right knee. Come back through center, frame your face, take a breath in, reset. Eagle Varadasana, the right leg, right thigh can wrap over left. You can let the toes dangle, tap, or wrap. Left arm wraps underneath the right. Rather, right arm wraps underneath left. Aligning the knees, the hips, this time the left hip slightly forward, right hip back. Try to bend deeper in your standing legs, spread the hips, lift through the heart, squeeze through your 12 major joints, elbows, knees. Unravel single leg Tadasana, hike your knee up, hip height. And a slow release, toes, ball mound, arch, and heel. Rotate your ankle. Nice, you guys. Stretch, reach arms up and over. Palms through heart. Let's step your left leg back. We'll come into warrior one. Warrior one, you're actually aligning your front knee over your ankle. Your hips start to square forward. The back thigh spirals in. Find your deep lunge and then stretch, reach your arms up and over. Lean your torso forward a little bit, empower your glutes, really engage, pull your navel in. Take a breath in. And exhale. Turn your thumbs in and your pinkies out. Open your heart, breathe in, and then swim your arms back behind. 2 more, breathe in. And exhale. Last one. Like seagrass, seaweed, connecting your postures. Take a breath in, and then open it up to warrior two. Again, stacking shoulders, aligning heel to arch. So you might move your feet just a little bit. Flip your right palm up towards the sky, reverse your warrior. Take it back. Back to extended side ankle. This time in extended side, your arms are at that 12 and 6 o'clock. Now you can use your block right underneath in front of your ankle. Our transition will be triangle. So you can either prop your torso up, you can slide your palm up on the shin, maybe fingertips to the floor, but without collapsing in your upper body. This takes a whole lot of lift, especially to spiral your torso upward, to keep your palm and your wrist, your shoulder all in one line rather than kind of tilting or cocking the wrist. Just think of a straight line as if you're placing your palm through a toaster. Now you're turning, you're rooting into the ground foundation of your feet. Should feel really good in your upper psoas, hip flexors. Take one more breath. Good. Now as if you're pulling yourself up, top arm ground and slowly rise. Come all the way up. Parallel your feet. You can pigeon toe your toes if you don't have any low back pain. Palms to your hips. Elbows can reach and squeeze toward one another. Lift your heart, open your throat, and then hinge forward. Release your palms, and then prong your fingertips out in front of you like downward dog arms. Suction your armpits and your shoulders back. Now ground into the pinky toe edges of your feet. Micro bend in your knees a little bit. Engage your glutes. Spread the hips back. Feel the stretch along the outer IT band. Palms underneath your shoulders. Half lift in your heart. Micro bend in the knees. Palms to hips. Slowly rise. Come all the way back up to center. Stretch, reach your arms up and over, and then palms to heart. Go ahead and narrow your stance. Micro bend in the knees. You'll actually kick off pushing right foot to meet your left. Tree pose. Grounding into your right foot, left foot to the ankle, the shin, or above or below your knee. Hip bones point forward, like headlights, so it doesn't really matter how open your knee gets. We'll find your foundation in your feet. Palms connect at heart. You can stay here or grow your tree or branches nice and tall. Palms come down to your heart. Hike your left knee up hip height. And slowly release. Toe, ball mound of your foot. Heel, shake it out. Other side, ground into your left. Right foot to the ankle, the shin above your knee. Focus on your drishti. That one point, feel the back glutes engage. The knee is not locked. It's like a super stretched out, lengthened coil or shock or spring. Choose any variation with your arms. Feel out your breath again. You might even come back to that awareness of the inhale breaths, drawing the energy downward, connecting you to a quieting, a sense of presence, foundation, and the exhale breaths to move the energy upward. Trusting, connecting you to a higher source or power. Palms come back to heart, hike your knee up, flex through the floating foot, and a slow descend, toe mound, ball mound, heel. Relax it out. We'll turn towards the back of your mat, the new back of your mat, in front of your mat. Ground your feet, inhale, reach arms up and over, and palms to heart. Inhale, arms up. Full forward bow, Uttanasana, hinge. Come all the way down, halfway lift. And plant your palms, step back, Chaturanga, flow through. Up dog or Cobra. And exhale to downward facing dog. Crouching cat. So widen your feet to the wide edges of your mat. Narrow your stance, so walk your feet and your toes in a little bit, bend your knees quite a bit. So your spine is still lengthened like a downward dog. The gaze comes just towards your fingertips, the eyeballs can reach toward the fingertips. The knees bend. Now you can straighten the legs, bending deep into the knees, like springs or shocks. Or if you're working on some lift or handstand hops, try to think really buoyancy. Think of how quietly you can land. So the knees bend, you straighten, and it doesn't matter how high you go, but think of that control with a really quiet landing, like a cat pouncing. Okay? And you're springing and lifting up and off from your big toe mounds. We'll step, hop, float, top of your mat, half lift, exhale, fold. Rise all the way up to Tadasana, and palms to heart. Nice, guys. This time we'll step, top of your mat, right leg back, coming into your warrior one, this side. So anchor into your back foot, the hips start to square forward, you're lunging deeply in the front thigh, arms from your face. Feel your back glutes engage. Lean your torso forward a little bit, spreading the hips back so you're not tugging through your tailbone. Thumbs and pinkies out like that seagrass, seaweed. Inhale, exhale, swim back. 2 more. Last one. Inhale, arms up. And open it up to warrior two. Flip your left palm, reverse your warrior. Take it back, soften the top shoulder back and down to extended side angle. This time the arms are at 12 and 6 o'clock. You can use your block, transition to triangle, so just straightening out your front leg, propping your torso up so you're not sagging or collapsing, whether the palms on the shin, the ankle, the inner or outer edge of your front foot. Feel the glutes engage, check in with your reach, your extension, that groundedness in your feet, to breathe into the outer, upper, top, groin, or psoas. 2 more breaths. Again, like you're pulling yourself up, ground, rise, come all the way up to center, to standing. Parallel your feet. This time we'll draw your heels in and your toes out for horse. So you can narrow your stance a little bit. Sink your hips low, dip one shoulder in, and another. Little twists. Find your center and then curl your palms like dome fingers. Thumbs connect, fingertips connect, and then flare your elbows out like you're hugging a tree. Lift through the heart, engage your glutes, elevate your heels. Sink your hips down low or lengthen your heart a little higher. Feel the curves in your spine, so you're not tucking the tail, you're engaging your glutes. Sink a little lower, lift your heart a little higher. And perhaps lift your heels higher. Ground your heels. Inhale, stand tall. And palms to heart. Good, parallel your feet. This time interlace your fingers back behind you. Squeeze the heels of your palms or reach for opposite elbows or reverse namaskar. Reverse prayer. Lift your heart. Hinge forward, bow forward. Open across your chest, sending breath across your shoulders, your collarbones. Gently release your arms down, half lift in your heart, and then fold. Go ahead and steer your toes out, right toes out, about a quarter turn. Walk your palms over to the right as you lunge into your right. Palms to heart. Option. If that's tight or okay on your knee, you can even lift your hips a little higher. And then we'll crawl over to the left side, left finger to lift toes out, a quarter turn, lunge into your left. Heart can lift. Use your glutes. Find your center, parallel your feet, half lift again in your heart, and then fold. Half lift in your heart, steer your right toes forward, low lunge to the front, gaze forward, big step forward, left foot meets your right, bow down. Palms to hips, knees can bend, use your glutes, rise, inhale, come all the way up to center, to standing, stretch, reach your arms up and over, and palms to heart. Dancer's pose. Right foot grounds down, right palm to face forward, left palm to the inside arch of your left foot. Squeeze your knees toward one another, aligning your hips, your knees, either staying here or kicking back, reaching forward. Shoulder can roll forward, finding about 50% kicking into the foot, the palm 50% reaching forward. One more breath. Slowly rise back to single leg Tadasana. Hike your knee up hip height. Figure four, cross your left ankle over the right, palms down through heart. Spread your hips back, back of your neck long. You can stay here, palms to heart, elbows can rest, knees in your arch or wrap around the ankle. Spread your hips, glutes back. Rise up slowly, single leg Tadasana. Hike your knee up and slowly release. Toes, heels. Rotate your right ankle one direction and the other. All right, other side, left foot rounds. Arms lengthen, left palm to face forward, right elbow into the side. Dancer's pose, squeeze your knees in. Either elbow points out. You can stay here or, again, kick back, reach forward. Allow the hips to stay squared, breathing across the quads, the psoas, the shoulder, the heart. Choosing or finding your edge. One more breath. Slowly rise back to your single leg Tadasana and cross your right ankle over your left, figure four, sink your hips low, palms to heart, spread the hips, spread the glutes. Choose any arms, palms to heart, resting elbows, or palms framing your ankle, shin. One more breath. Nice, you guys slowly rise, come back up, single leg Tadasana, and slowly release. Rotate your ankle. Top of your mat, final flow. Inhale, arms up, Tadasana. Exhale, fold forward, bow forward, Uttanasana. Halfway lift. This time again, squat and curl into that little ball, heels lift, dome round. Ground your palms, try to take that opposite leg back. Flow through your vinyasa. Up dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Deep breath in. Open mouth. One more breath in. Let it go. This time inhale, reach right leg up to the sky. For half pigeon, knee toward right wrist. Lower your back knee. Back leg can reach strong back behind you. Shoulders square forward. You can stay here or feel free to come down to your elbows, your forearms. If you know it's best to go on your back, please do so. You can rest either a wedge block underneath or go to your back, crossing your right ankle over left. Like that, figure 4. I like to even come all the way down. You can flip your palms upward towards the sky. Just staying really open and receiving. One more breath. And slowly rise back up to your palms. Back toes curl under, palms underneath your shoulders. Take your time as you slowly sweep your right leg up and back, 3-legged down dog. Bend the knee, shake it out. You can stay here if it feels good to open up through your hips, flipping your dog, wild thing. Back toes, right toes ground, the right arm can lengthen up. Lifting to the heart, the shoulders. Untwist, 3-legged down dog. And exhale, down dog. Optional, Chaturanga, shift forward, lower halfway all the way. If you'd like, you can skip it, up dog or Cobra. Exhale, down dog. Left leg lifts as you inhale. Pigeon, knee toward left wrist. Check in with this side. Again, make sure the back toes are strong and straight behind you. I have a tight knee on this left side, so this is the other option. You can go on your back, cross your left ankle over right knee, figure 4, and gently hug the knees in. Flex through both feet to protect your knee. If you're all the way down or on your palms, you might lower to your elbows, flipping your palms up. And just tune back into your breath again. The inhale is to create that very grounded, rooted energy. And the exhale is to lift the energy up, to propel that earthward, downward rooted energy, like a spring or like a trampoline bounce, using that exhale to lift you up, to connect you to your higher source, to trust in your deeper practice right now. Uncovering a new normalcy and just realizing what's coming up for you through this experience. Slowly rise, come back up, palms under shoulders again. Curl your back toes, reverse the crunch, sweep left leg up and back, 3-legged down dog. Bend your knee, open up through your hip. Draw your big circles. Or if you'd like, go ahead and flip your dog, ground the toes, lengthen your chest, your heart. It's a really deep heart opener, hip opener. Untwist. And downward facing dog. Optional final, Chaturanga. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, lower. Up dog or Cobra. And exhale, downward facing dog. Deep breath in. Open mouth. You can narrow your downward dog. Shorten the stance. Option to step, hop, float it all the way through to a seat. Grounding your hips, releasing your glutes out. Micro bending your knees as much as you need to lengthen, reach, stretch your arms up, and to hinge forward, to bow forward. Grabbing all of your feet, bending your knees as much as you need to get there. And then give yourself a little foot massage, as most of my regulars know. So good to get your just blood flow going, to stretch out your feet, the fascia in your feet. Now work your massage up through your ankles, the details of your ankles and your ankle bones. Work your massage up through your legs, your psoas, your IT bands rather, behind your knees, around your knees. Pressing them into your quads, through the psoas now, your upper hip flexors, wrapping your fingers around into your upper glutes, around your sacrum. You can curl your knuckles under and give yourself some nice taps in your upper glutes, as high as you can go to your mid-back, getting into your kidneys, creating that blood flow, that touch. And you gently release. Send the arms, the palms down, your toes. Lift up through your chest, your heart. Take a deep breath in. Open your mouth. Flip your palms up. You can kind of waddle forward to make room for your entire upper body as you slowly lower all the way down, one vertebra at a time. Once you're down, stretch your arms up and over, lengthen your legs, glutes lift for a moment, so there is a little lift in your low back. You can feel that arch. Take a deep breath in, let it go. Now ground your feet close to your glutes. Allow your fingertips to come over your chest. Dome your palms out, flare your elbows out again like you're hugging that tree. Tuck your chin just a little bit. Try to fill the back of your heart. So again, there's that lift in your low back, right? There's that natural curve. There's a fullness in the back of your heart and your shoulder blades. The elbows bow out. Try to now create length across your chest and your collarbones. It should feel pretty active if you can. Just continue to draw energy through your fingertips as you flare the elbows out, energy around your collarbones. Now release your fingertips to touch your heels. Make sure your feet scooch forward, closer to your glutes to make your fingertips touch heels. Toes in, heels out. Ground through your feet and peel your pelvis up and off. Shuffle your shoulders in a whole lot. You can interlace fingers. Press head into the mat. Roll your heart open. One more breath. Bridge pose, really drawing breath around and across your chest, collarbones. One more breath. Release the arms, heels lift. Slowly lower all the way down, one vertebra at a time. Now try to flatten your whole low back out. So try to tuck the tailbone, flatten the back as if I can't slide my hand underneath your low back, your sacrum. Click your knees to touch, feet wider than your hips. Neutralize your spine. Open the knees, let the hips go forward again, so that again there's that lift. So I can slide my palm underneath your low back. Try to awaken that natural curve. Now with your feet staying wide, mats with distance, let your knees drape over to your right. Extend the arms out like cactus arms, elbows can bend. Cross or drape your right ankle, right foot on top of the left thigh. Gaze over to the left. So there's a pretty big arch, a lift through your spine. You're breathing and twisting and rinsing. Gaze comes back up to center, ground your feet to mat's width. Feet stay wide, knees drape to your left. And now your gaze falls right. Cross your left ankle over right, tuck through the tail just a little bit to just breathe across this top right hip now. Again, you're inviting that gentle twist. And slowly come back through center. Find your center and then hug your knees in toward your heart. Extend your left leg long, gather the right knee close toward your right shoulder, armpit. Rotate right ankle one direction, the other. And then guide your knee over your body, supine twist. Gazing to the right. Slowly coming back to center and switch sides. The right leg extends, left knee connects toward the left shoulder or the armpits. And the torso, the knee drapes across the right supine, gazing to your left. You're closing your eyes, feeling that connection to breath, especially if you haven't really connected with it all practice. Take these final moments to really surrender to this control of your breath, which are so potent and powerful to creating a little more space to connect, to balance nervous system, to slow down your thoughts, to create a little more quietness, quieting your mind. Come back to center, hug your knees in toward your chest. Now take happy baby, stack your feet over knees, knees wide. Rock your tailbone forward though. So again, like I can slide my palm underneath your low back. You might wrap your palms around your inner thighs to feel this, so you're not compressing and curling the chin in and doming like a cat pose. So think of glutes down, there's a lift through your low back, there's a broadening through your chest, just like we did those dome fingers and the flaring of the elbows. Now you might wrap just palms around your inner hamstrings or even your ankles. It's all good if you don't get to your feet. A little different stretch today. Now hug your knees in. Give yourself a nice loving embrace. Take a deep breath in. And exhale to release to Shavasana. So in your Shavasana, set it up so that you're actually in that little lift in your low back again. The glutes ground down, the hip bones kind of spill forward, the shoulders, shoulder blades shuffle in. Allow the back of your neck to become long, the heart to open up. Allow the hips, the right foot to lift a little bit, and then the left, and then relax your legs down. Close your eyes, take a couple cleansing breaths to really let go of all that control of your breath now. Feel every part of you become heavy and still. Like a blanket draping over your entire body from your toes up to the crown of your head. Feel the weight of that blanket supporting you, reminding you of the support that you have, not only within, but throughout your friendships, your family, your community. And if you are in a place where you need to lean on this support system, tap into that. Know that you are not alone. You are supported, you are loved. I invite you to stay here for as long as you can. Please do so today. If you can take as much time for yourself, for your intention. If you are ready to reawaken, gently reawaken in whatever way feels good. You might rotate your wrists and your ankles. You might rock your head from left ear to right ear, or open your mouth. Lengthen your arms up and over. Find that curve through your body again, that big arch. As you bend into the knees, roll onto one side in a supported fetal position, using your bottom arm like a pillow, the top palm to ground and connect to. Even here in the awareness of the curves in your spine, try to stay in that expression. When we curl and tuck through the tail, when we go inward and curl, that's really drawing that yin energy in, which is important. It's also very closing, it's not opening, it's not allowing you to find your fullest expression. So in those curves, in that opening of your heart, the opening of your hips, your glutes, I invite you to stay bold, to stay in your power. With that, go ahead and rise up to your seat. You can keep your eyes soft or closed, finding that fullness in your heart, that lift through the spine. Whatever feels better for your knees or hips. You might sit cross-legged, you might come to your knees. And then we'll take those dome fingers again, the thumbs, the fingers connect, pinky fingers connect. Flare your elbows out like your fingers are just this extension of your heart, from your heartstrings, offering up the compassion from your heart, the kindness within, especially the compassion that we can send to all of those who need so much more support and healing right now. Now stretch, reach your arms up and over as you connect your palms to your heart, bowing toward your beautiful heart in honor of this extension of our hearts of compassion. May we continue to live and breathe this compassion as we share it with others. And we'll bow to the earth with love and light. I thank you guys so much. Namaste. Thank you for following me and joining class today. We appreciate all of you for being here, and drink lots of water, please. Take good care of yourself always. If you want to finalize with an oil, I'm going to choose Highest Potential. It's lovely. It's a really bomber blend of so many amazing things, like jasmine, cedarwood, ylang ylang, lavender, geranium, equitea, lemon, spearmint, grapefruit, and tangerine. This says what it does what it says, highest potential, so I'm going to just place a drop for the rest of my practice for today. I will see you guys next week. Thanks for joining. Have a good one.